I know exactly who you are. Just be aware these guys are trolls.
Where did you get this thing at that you made from home?
Media. At this point, I'm going to have to ask you guys to leave.
I do not think that kids should be flying rainbow flags, BLM flags. I think they should be flying the American flag, and we should be teaching about the history of our country. Well, and I get very aggravated because I notice the folks who push CRT do not seem to take the time to teach about Frederick Douglass, who was a great black founding father. They have erased the work of early black people in this country. Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, many of these things, we're not taught about them and their full capacity.
Right. So what we need to do is we need to get rid of this CRT nonsense and start teaching more about what Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, John Brown, the person who stole the Confederate ship, W.E.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Farrakhan. I mean, you know, the list goes on.
The list goes on.
It's crazy.
It is a robbery of both black and white children to not teach that history, because black children should be knowing that there were great black leaders that they can identify with. And
it's like none of these kids know who Marcus Garvey is.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you're with Moms for Liberty. So you're telling me there's a new threat besides gender ideology, besides critical race theory. What's this third one?
So social emotional learning is basically the Trojan horse that allows critical race theory, that allows the critical queer theory, teaching our kids how to feel, teaching them about their feelings. They have basic instructors that are teachers that are teaching our kids, you know, about their feelings. Rather than parents paying for a therapist for their children, they let the teachers do it at school.
They talk about their feelings?
They talk about their feelings all the time, or they'll say, it's called formative conversations, and they'll say, so how can we show empathy? Let's say that we have...
So empathy?
Okay, so if the word, let's say they have a word of the week, and the word of the week at my child's school was empathy. And the teacher started talking, how can we show empathy? And then she says, if you have a friend that has two moms, how can you have empathy? Well, my child comes home and says, Mom, there can be two moms. You know, and then these conversations leading to bringing the queer.
My uncle is being censored because he's being censored at his public school that he teaches at because of all this gender ideology. Normally after every lesson he would talk about how there's only two genders, men and women. The school went to him and said, listen, you're a math teacher. You can just teach math.
If you have questions about gender and about homosexuality, just read Romans. It's in the New Testament.
The school said, listen, you're a math teacher, teach math. You can only teach math. You can't teach about gender and how there's only two genders.
Well, math is also being censored, right? You can't say 2 + 2 is 4 anymore, right?
He used to be able to take all of his favorite students with him on like a camping trip or whitewater rafting, and now because of gender norms, he can't do that. He can't be alone with his children, his students.
Yeah, we have seen actually a real shift in the way that we look at children.
Every year he used to take his favorite students with him on like a camping trip and everything, and now because of gender ideology, he can't do that anymore because it's like, oh, you can't be alone with these kids. And it's ridiculous what's going on in the public school system.
Yeah, and I think, and I respect these two professions very much, but I think the most challenging jobs right now would be our teachers and our police officers. Our teachers, I mean, they're not getting the support they need from the school board, and it'd be a scary time to be a school teacher. You'd be worried about being sued and being fired all the time.
Because of, DeSantis's Don't Say Gay bill, stuff like that, or you think that helps or hurts teachers?
I've thought about that one. I think the intentions are right in what he was doing, but I think the unintended consequences could be really bad. And anytime you pass a bill, you might have good intentions, but a lot of times there's some unintended consequences that come to bear. And sometimes you got to go and say, I didn't realize that was going to happen, so we better maybe try to bring that bill, walk it back home.
So one of the things that the Marxists have really tricked us with is using the word gender. There are actually, however many people there are on the planet, that's actually how many genders there are.
Wait, so you said that there's 8 billion genders.
There is actually 8 billion
and
different
they're saying that there's
expressions.
87 genders.
Yes, because...
So you're saying they're wrong because There's not 87, there's 8 billion.
Gender was a word invented in academia to refer to how we express sexuality.
Are you saying that it's a construct?
It is a construct, exactly.
Yeah, you're wrong, liberals. There's not 87 genders, there's 8 billion, all right? Morons. I'm assuming you're Team Trump, not Team DeSantis.
I am definitely Team Trump. Many of my friends down in Florida have been operating Operation Keep Our Governor. They would like him to serve out his full term. Look, he's a great governor, and I think he has a great future in the Republican Party, but Trump deserves his second term and the country needs it.
The next election, are you Trump or DeSantis?
If I had a choice between Trump or DeSantis, I'd pick Kristi Noem. She's my governor. She's a rock star. She's the most conservative. She's the best of all of them. So yeah, President Trump, look at it from a performance base. Look what he got done. Who's going to stand up to all these evil dictators around the world? Putin would listen to Trump.
Help us repeal ranked choice voting. So ranked choice voting has sort of muddied the waters in Alaska is what you're saying.
Ranked choice voting is a scheme to steal the elections, taking them away from party primaries. We have no more ability to vet candidates.
Sounds like also the secondary problem is Citizens United.
Well, Citizens United is one of the rich corporations that funded it, along with
it's a socialist plot.
Yes. RCV Resource Center out of North Carolina and about 5 others are the ones that spent the money to do this. Why? They're going to make a lot of money somehow.
So it's a communist plot.
It's Marxist, communist.
Yeah. So in order to stop the
plot.
Communist agenda, we need to get rid of Citizens United.
That's part of it.
Amazon, Bill Gates, Microsoft, the big banks.
They want to redefine how we do elections. It's no longer one vote, one person. It's a big
cripples the party, basically.
There is no party left. No Democrat, no Republican.
If ranked choice voting is allowed to continue, it'll destroy this two-party system that we have. It'll destroy the Democratic Party, destroy the Republican Party.
Absolutely, and Democrats and Libertarians or anybody else. It destroys all parties.
I know exactly who you are. Just be aware these guys are trolls. You're lying to the American people. Islam follows false gods. There's only one God. His name's Jesus Christ.
Just before you go, we've been giving this to people we've talked to.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I have my hands full. But give this to someone who wants it more.
I mean, if you didn't want it, why'd you take it?
Because it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, I know, but it's your responsibility now. These kids, they take a baby before they're ready for it, and then they gripe about it. I don't get it.
If someone's a minor, if someone is disabled, if they have a mental impairment, it's not fair. Everyone I'm interviewing has full function.
Old man.
So because he's old, he's not functioning?
I mean, their brain functions.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Just be aware these guys are trolls.
Make a deal with you.
What's up?
If you want to have an actual debate about an issue.
I'm not a debate guy. I'm just here to talk. I do the same thing you do, but for the other side.
So you do the same thing,
but
for the other side.
No, I'm not going into liberal places and misleading them and manipulating them. You're a troll.
I've seen multiple videos of you doing that.
Really?
Yeah, where you go into like LGBTQ space.
I'm not trolling. I'm just asking them questions.
That's what we're doing. Our hypothesis is that no Republican talking point survives 1 ounce of scrutiny, and that's what we make a channel.
This is conservative grounds right here.
It's not hollow ground. It is a convention.
I've never said it's hollow ground.
But
you're lying to the American people.
No, we're not.
Do you actually believe in the Second Amendment?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
An armed proletariat is the only way that you get rid of the financial
elites. Let me hear your
elites.
political views.
Let's find some overlap.
Yeah,
okay. We need the working class of America if we want to overthrow these global elites.
Okay.
Check.
Okay.
We need the Rust Belt. We need Appalachia. We need rural counties.
Mm-hmm.
We need a lot of places that culturally there's some divides.
Okay. You got pronouns in your bio though, man.
And?
Yeah.
So, when I'm saying, and?
Let me hear your liberal position.
No, I'm not a liberal. I'm a leftist, far leftist.
So you're socialist.
What?
Socialist?
What? You can go further.
Okay,
what is socialism to you?
At least you're honest.
Well, what is socialism?
Let me hear your political
socialism
beliefs.
means the workers own the means of production.
Sure. Let me hear your political beliefs.
I just said it. Workers should own the means of production.
Okay. Are you pro-choice, pro-life?
Pro-choice.
Okay. Pro-2A against 2A.
Pro-2A.
Okay. Let's see what else. Border wall, no border wall.
Border wall doesn't work, but we are for border security.
Election security or no?
Yes. Yeah, but it means something different to us.
Global elites, good or bad?
Bad.
Okay, perfect.
So are you against?
Do you believe that there's too much money in government?
100%. Are you against corruption?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I assume you're against Trump and Biden then.
He's a center-right candidate at the very best. He's like
Center-right?
Center-right.
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 Yes, Catholic.
He's
Yeah.
leaning to the right.
Center.
You
He
can
on
call
his.
yourself Catholic, that doesn't mean you're Catholic. He has no Catholic values. Just because he's in the
no.
Catholic Church,
What's-
no Catholic values.
Well, what's a Catholic value that he likes?
He's pro-choice.
What's a Catholic value?
He's pro-choice.
That is a political stance taken by the Catholic Church.
He
What is
supports
something
killing
in Christ?
children.
What is something spoken by Christ that he does not affirm?
Thou shalt not kill.
Decisions
See,
being
that's
made
where
by
we're going to
women and
disagree.
doctors,
This
right?
is
No,
where
no,
we're
but
going to
I'm saying-
disagree.
Exactly. That abortion's a wedge issue.
Point we're not even
abortion,
doing.
abortion is a wedge issue. You know that, right?
Right.
It's
Say that
designed to,
again.
abortion is a wedge issue. Do you know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah.
Well, it is an issue that is designed to create disharmony between us. Because you say a baby has a soul, we don't, we can't prove it, we're going to fight about it to the end
Okay,
of
but
the
there's
earth.
a difference between a soul and a life.
No, I know, but the intention
But
is to keep
do you
us fighting on
acknowledge,
this.
though, that science does say 97% of
Biologists
agree
That was a
life
fake.
can
That
be
was a
sex.
ridiculous thing. That's not a real study.
Where did you get this thing at that you made from home?
Well, I got this from, we paid for it.
Let's go.
We paid for it.
How much did you pay for it?
I don't know, Walter, how much did we pay for it? It was like 98?
We can stay here, but not as
At
media.
this point, I'm going to have to ask you guys to leave because it's been disruptive. So, and I've been
Well,
told.
I mean, but we didn't create the disruption. Can we get a refund?
Yes, you will get your money back.
So this is terrible. After all these interviews,
Yeah.
they're telling us to leave and they're refunding our money
Oh, no.
completely.
Oh no,
It sucks.
we don't get to say.
Yeah, and like I get my money back and I have to leave.
He said that he liked the baby. I don't think he liked the baby.
I don't think he
liked
liked.
any
I don't
baby.
think he liked the baby at all.
Yeah.
I think he was lying.
Lying to us.
See, they're escorting. No, listen. They're gonna. This guy's gonna escort us
out. Do you still have the baby?
I have my hands full. But give this to someone who wants it more.
I mean, if you didn't want it, why'd you take it?
I-
You aborted it. He aborted the
He
baby
aborted
we
the
gave
baby.
him.
The baby
These
we-
kids, they take a baby and they're not ready. They dump it the first dumpster.
These kids these days.
If you're being dishonest.
Okay, so you're saying. So you're saying.
Dishonest, and Steve Bannon is here.
Yeah, so you're saying that everyone that's dishonest at CPAC shouldn't be here.
think you
Oh,
got
no,
the
no, wait.
people?
So
Like,
you're
this is a
saying
gotcha moment?
so that the people that are dishonest
This-
shouldn't be
this
here.
isn't a
I
gotcha moment.
I actually agree with
$20
him.
million to
I-
build a wall and pocketed the money.
You guys shouldn't be complaining.
We're
I'm
not.
not-
complaining.
actually, I'm not
Oh no, no. Do you
complaining.
think we're complaining? We're
I'm
not.
actually not complaining. They give us a full
No, no, no.
refund.
No,
Anyway.
you actually made our day.
Yeah,
good. I
I get to
appreciate
leave earlier.
First thing about Social Security is people paid into that account. It's a savings account that was mandatory by the government at an interest rate of less than 1%. And so it's your account. You can look up any time and see how much money you've invested in there. So
Yeah.
how can they cut your account?
Yeah, they're taking your money.
It's
Yeah.
your money. So
Yeah.
it isn't like it's some favor that you got to beg to get your money. And no, we're not going to cut it. We already got our rate set and we're going to go through with it. Now we got to make it solvent.
Yeah,
and
I
we
mean,
got to quit robbing from it. That's an actual savings account of each individual American citizen.
Yeah.
So to do that, I think would be,
Yeah.
we're on the verge of a revolt if that happens.
Yeah.
And I'll lead the charge. We got to keep Social Security where it's at. Like I said, it's your personal savings account that you had to get into. You didn't have a choice. But we got to figure out how in the coming years, like 2040 on, that the money's there. And there's ways we can do that.